Hi everyone, welcome to the first ever episode of Clarissa's Kitchen. I'm Clarissa, and this is my kitchen. Today we are making drinks, just two of them, and they're both non-alcoholic. The first one we're going to be making is lavender lemonade. And that's pretty much, it is what it sounds like. The second drink we're going to be making is my new obsession, Dalgona coffee. Let's move on to the lavender lemonade. Okay, so the first step to making lavender lemonade, of course, is lavender. You can either grow lavender or you can buy it freshly dried from someplace. The brand I'm using is organic lavender flowers. I found it from Amazon. You can find it from Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or any type of store like that. So the first thing we're going to do is add our lavender to a bowl. You either put the freshly picked lavender flowers or use a tablespoon of the dried lavender. The brand I'm using is Kate's Naturals, is organic lavender flowers. I bought mine from Amazon. Your local store should carry them, but if not, check your specialty stores. So 1 tablespoon of this goes into the bowl. Secondly, you need a cup of sugar. Pretty easy so far. Now what we're going to do is to bring the aromatics out of the lavender. You're going to stir it. It's easier with your hands because then you can crush the lavender buds. Okay, so this is the lavender and the sugar blend. You can smell the aromatics already of the lavender. Be careful though, start with a tablespoon of dried lavender, because if you put too much, then it's going to taste like soap. Here, Bree, let me put you in. Smell. Can you smell the lavender? Mm-hmm. Okay, now that we've added the lavender and the sugar to the bowl, we're going to add 2 cups of boiling water so we can make the simple syrup. Boil it in a pot, in a tea kettle. I happen to be obsessed with the Pioneer woman, so I have her tea kettle. Now once you add the hot water to the lavender and sugar, stir it until all of the sugar is dissolved. This is what's called making a simple syrup. I'm going to stir it for a moment and then I'll let you look. Just keep stirring until you don't see any more sugar in the water. This is your simple syrup. And you're going to let this sit for about 30 minutes or longer. I like for mine to seep longer so it can get more lavender, but at least let it sit for 30 minutes. And this is what it looks like. So we will cover that and let it sit. And in the meantime, we'll get the rest of the ingredients for the lavender lemonade. Okay, so now that we have our simple syrup setting up and the sugar and the water is getting infused with the lavender, we are going to go on to the lemonade part. So for this part, you need 1.5 cups, preferably fresh squeezed lemon juice, but we're going to supplement ours with the kind you buy at the store. So first of all, to get the juices flowing in your lemon, you want to roll it and it gets softer, and then much more juices will come. So I'm gonna attempt to get some juice out of here. And seeds. This is why I like to use the bottle kind, because you don't have to get out the seeds. Okay, there's 1/2. Let me move that so you can get a good look. And then here's the second. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm going to juice another lemon. And it depends on when you get your lemons and how ripe they are that you'll get more juice. There is nothing better than freshly squeezed lemon juice. And then after, you don't even need to throw these away. You can put some of these, cut them up small, and put some of the peel in your drink. I didn't do this one very well, did I? Okay, now I'm going to strain this because I did get some of the seeds in there. I just like to make messes and more dishes, but I'm the one who does the dishes anyway, so no big deal, right? So it's always nice to have a fine mesh strainer, and I want to get some of that lemon pulp in there. Squeeze as much out as I can. So we need 1.5 cups. This didn't give very much, so we're going to supplement this with store-bought lemon juice. I don't know about you, but I like my lemonade to be tart. So I like to have lots of lemon. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Okay, get that over there. And to this mixture, 2 cups of cold water. Let's see if it's gonna fit. And then when you finally mix everything together, and if the lemonade is too tart, add more sugar. If it's too sweet, add more lemon juice. So now that we have made our simple syrup made out of lavender, and we have our lemonade, we're going to combine it together. So the first thing that we did was make a lavender simple syrup. Wonderful. You can see that all the sugar is melted. So that is wonderful. So all you have to do is take the simple syrup, get a strainer, a nice mesh strainer so nothing slips through. You don't want any bits of lavender in it. And you want to pour that into your pitcher. And then I like to make sure I get all the juice out of the lavender. Okay. Next, I combine 2 cups of water and 1.5 cups of fresh and bottled lemon juice. I'm gonna add that in. You can smell the lemon and the lavender. Stir it together. So now we're ready to drink our lemonade. So what we're going to do, if you want to make it a little bit fancy, get some sugar. Wet your glass, just the rim. And then you're going to put sugar around the rim of your glass, a slice of lemon, and there you have it. Homemade lavender lemonade. That smells amazing. Now that is good. Hi guys, the next drink we're going to be making is Dalgona coffee. If you haven't had it, it is wonderful. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Dalgona, whatever. It's a whipped topping that goes into your milk and it's wonderful. So let's get started. So what you need for Dalgona coffee is 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, any kind that you want. I use Folgers. And just as a warning, for the people who don't like a strong coffee flavor, I use 1 tablespoon. Folgers. To the coffee, you want 2 tablespoons of sugar. And trust me, I learned this the wrong way. You have to use sugar. No artificial sweetener will work because it will not whip the coffee up. To that, 2 tablespoons of vanilla. I use imitation, but if you have the real expensive, you can use that too. And finally, you need 2 tablespoons of boiling water. Again, Ree, I love your teapot. So there's 1, and there's 2. The thing to remember when making Dalgona coffee is that it goes very quickly. So once you whip it up, you only have a certain amount of time or it starts to stop being foamy. So what I do before I get ready and whipping, I get my milk. I use almond milk, but you can use any type of milk. Fill up your glass with however much milk you want. I usually do half. You can whip it by hand, but it's not going to come out as stiff. If I can do this on camera now. Okay. So I get my handy blender. If you have one with a whisk attachment, you can use that. If not, it's okay. So start off on low speed. And you're gonna whip this for 3 minutes. It seems like a really long time, and it kind of is, but the end result is wonderful. Okay, and we are now at the end of 3 minutes. Okay, Bree, bring the camera closer. So what you can see is that it has doubled in size, and now we have this frothy, wonderful, lightened confection of coffee. So what you do, you just scoop it in to your milk, however much you like. Oops. That is beautiful. That's enough to make 2. I use the little mason jars because I think that they're wonderful. And that's the end of Dalgona coffee. But for me, I'm a little bit bougie, so I like chai powder in mine. So I add about a teaspoon of chai powder, as well as powdered vanilla. If you have never tried this, you should try this. Powdered vanilla is wonderful, and it has a different type of flavor than normal vanilla. I add a little bit more of liquid vanilla, because let's face it, I'm weak. I don't like my coffee too strong. And then over the top, I grate in some whole nutmeg, just because I love the flavor and the smell of nutmeg. You can smell this already. And if you don't have one of these little graters, get one. Okay. And I think that's enough nutmeg. But the nutmeg stays fresh in this glass jar that it comes from. It's wonderful. And then on top of it, see, you can see it's already starting to revert back to just regular coffee. But I add a little bit more to top it off. Put my mason jar lid on. And then I shake, get some arm work in there too. Dalgona coffee. And as you can see, I keep it in stock because I like it so much. But it is a wonderful coffee, and you can make it the night before, you can make it the morning of. It's a cold ice drink, so on those hot days when you're sitting outside and it's sultry and muggy, that coffee is wonderful. Okay, that's our show for today, guys. Next week, we're gonna be making lavender cookies. Yeah, I said it. We're going to be using up that bag of lavender. So we're going to be making lavender sugar cookies and then another surprise dessert. Thank you.